What's
What's
happening?
up, guys? What's
What's going on?
up?
We're back in the
It's a good.
building.
Yo,
We're
what's
back in the
up?
building. What's
Welcome,
going on?
everybody. The Collective Bargaining Podcast. What's up, my brother Etway? How you doing
Oh man,
today?
what's going on? What's going on, Mike? Um,
I'm good. I'm good.
just here, man. Just here. We got something special tonight. Um, I told people we wanted to show them the world of basketball a little bit. Some of us we don't only just watch the games, but we try to get involved in the trading and doing
Oh yeah.
different things. We got some things to talk about today. We got um, a little bit of that side of the game, but we want to talk about Kyrie, the mandate changing in New York. We want to touch on Ja Morant's numbers. I know you gave people a little clue today as to what exactly he's doing, right?
Yo.
Some final MVP-esque numbers, right?
Numbers.
So
Yeah.
so that's something that we want to touch on. Freedom, and the commissioner having to come out and say that he was not blackballed by the NBA and the teams in the league. Freedom in the sense of Ernest Cantor, you may know him better
Yeah.
by that name, recently changed his name. Jimmy Butler and Eric Spoelstra,
Udonis Haslem.
and Udonis Haslam having a fit off the bench during a timeout, right? So we want to touch on that and just see, how we, interpreted what happened. But then the Wolves, who've been playing with a lot of attitude. So we definitely want to touch on that. And, we'll talk about 5 major off-season moves. So want to touch on that, some that may be realistic. So let's get right into it. Now, not many people know about the trading aspect of the NBA, but
Yeah.
I'm sure people have heard of tops, cards from back in the day. Um, so tops is no longer really the standard for cards that are traded today, right? That contract was actually won over by a company called Panini, and so they're generally now it's a red symbol, and you may not. This thing is so good at blurring out, so you may not see it, but it's red writing Panini with yellow around it. So that's what you look for official cards. Now, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and a handful of players do not trade as regular players under Panini. They're still under tops. So it's a weird situation when you start getting into the world of cards and
So I can't get none of them if I start my collection with
no,
Panini.
well, you could still, well, you know what? You could search retail stores for tops.
I'm not
Every now and
buying
then, some boxes
retail
will go up.
prices.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, you know what? Since the pandemic, right, cards have shot through the roof when it comes to the value because everybody's home. Everybody's now looking for
Exactly.
stuff to do home.
I
These
can take my
things
time
went
and
through the
pick my
roof.
collection.
So a box, let me ask you a question. A box like this, now they no longer manufacture these. This was only for 2012-2013 season.
Okay.
All right, so you'll notice the OKC Durant on there, right?
Yeah.
This would have had, by buying a box of this, you would have a chance to, to unpack Giannis Antetokounmpo rookie card, which can go for
crazy.
hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. How much do you think a box of cards like this will go for
Like now?
right now?
Ugh. All right, let's say the 3-digit figure, like $2,000.
They can range anywhere up to that level,
Oh, okay.
depending on the quality of the box. So you're looking
Right.
at 5 and up,
Obviously.
so anywhere from 5, 6
You
and
said
up.
5 and up?
Yeah. 100 to what you call
Okay, 500. Okay.
to
All right,
a
cool.
couple grand. So
All right,
this
cool.
box, this prestige box, because it's no longer manufactured, that value tends to go up. Now the cards have been already unpacked for this box, but it just the world of cards has taken off. Like, it's just amazing. I'll show you another one. So you would have loved this box. Now this box gives you a chance to unpack, and this was only for the 2017-2018 season. So it means by unpacking a box like this, you would have had a chance to unpack a Jason Tatum card. Now these boxes are
Oh,
fancy,
snap,
man. I mean, they open up like this.
snap.
You know, you open it up and you get a crisp packaging inside of it. You know,
Oh, that's
and
dope.
it's really serious stuff, man. It's serious
That's
stuff.
dope.
So another thing, so just to show people, so I've been unpacking these for a while. So I have a, you know, a folder. You're not gonna see it right now, but you know, just full of cards, you know, full of cards and different types of cards, just to show you. So remember back then in the day, depending on how old you are, you know, you unpack some cards and it's like, you know, you get into it and it's just cards, right? However,
True.
now you're getting cards with jerseys, jersey fabric, actual in-game jersey fabrics.
A
So
piece
this
of
one is
fabric.
De'Aaron Fox, and the card is a rare card. It's a chronicle card, but it has a jersey fabric from his actual playing game, you know,
That's
jersey.
dope.
So
That's dope.
it's pretty cool. Now you do have Kobe Bryant versions out there, but the prices are
Way too high.
yeah,
I can only
especially
imagine.
with especially with his, of course, passing. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you know, the prices on those. Now tonight, you know, we weren't just gonna let it go, but we're gonna unpack a box tonight on the show. Chronicle box. Now we don't know what's in there, right? We don't know what's in there. It's still in the fresh plastic, but we got a chance to unpack. All right.
All right. Let's
So,
see what we get tonight.
yeah, let's see what we get tonight, man.
We might
So
have some history in the making right now.
I'm just saying, you know, now it might be a dud, you know, but
Hey,
you know,
might get a rookie. Might get a nice little rookie card there, bro.
you do get a rookie card, man. Hey, I'm telling you now, man, we're made. I say we, man. You know, hey.
Yeah, say we, but I mean, you know, you need you.
No. I mean, it's what it is. So this is the box typically that it comes in, and this is a standard box. So this is not, you know, a legend. The chances of you unpacking one of those crazy cards is probably low in a pack like this.
Yeah.
You know, just by the packaging. But you know, for Chronicles, you know, comes in a plastic like this. The others, the higher up, so the boxes that I showed you with the Jason Tatum, etc., those
Yeah.
come. Every card is literally in a shiny, crispy
But this-
paper.
Okay.
Yeah, with this one is a base pack. Comes clear packaging, so you could tell if you have a special card in there or not. You know,
Right.
they tend to be a bit thicker, and you know, this one is not really the case. So I'm gonna just open it up, and we'll see. And what I want you to do for every card that I go through, right? What I want you to do is you're gonna rate that player out of 10.
Oh,
All right, we're gonna make this interesting. So the first
All right,
card.
Let's go.
All right, we got a James Wiseman
Oh God! Out of 10,
out of 10.
6.
6. All right. We got. All right, I'm gonna put up another one here. We got Facundo Campazzo. He's on the
Ooh.
Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, he's good. But still 6. Yes.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Now Wiseman, I think we both agree that he has a lot of potential, right? So
Yes.
there's a lot of potential.
But it's
for
just
something
based
there.
on what he's done so far.
Right. RJ Hampton,
Mm.
Orlando Magic.
I want to say 6, but 5.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna disagree with that, to be honest.
Right.
All right, we got RJ Hampton. That's another RJ Hampton card. So
We
you
got
can get
2.
doubles.
Interesting.
Ooh. So another Magic player, but
But-
this time, what makes this card? So this is a rookie card. So if this player does become,
Oh,
it has an actual signature from the player on the card. So this is how you become made. When Giannis came into the league, nobody expected what they got from him.
nobody,
This
yeah,
scrawny
yeah.
kid, etc. Now I want you to see that. That's his actual pen signature. That's not a printed signature. All right. So I have the camera blur on. I'm sorry for that, but so this is actually Kareem Main of the Orlando Magic.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'll give him a 6. You know, right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. At the moment, it's a 6.
And
definitely.
potential. So if he takes off, this
Hey, you
signature on
be.
this rookie card will be
We have it live.
incredible. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing right there. You know what? That just made the pack for me right there. That just made it. If you could get a 6 with a signature on it, I mean, hey, you'll take it. You know,
You take it.
Raptors player Malichi Flynn.
Oh yeah, Flynn. He's probably a 6 as well.
I'll
He
say
got a lot of,
5, but
he got a lot of
you know,
6s and 5s in
yeah,
this.
yeah. Mr. Tyler Hero
Oh
of the
yo,
Miami Heat.
Tyler's a solid. I could give 0.5s.
Yeah, you could give 0.5s.
So 7.5.
Okay, no, that's not bad to be honest. Ooh,
Uh,
it's not a special card, but this one is Lamelo Ball. It's not a special card though, but it's a
You know,
regular
you
Lamelo.
know, I like, Melo's my guy, so I'll give
Yeah,
him an 8.
definitely. That's a yeah. I could 7.98. That's yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Melo's an 8.
Nuggets. I think we called Campazzo already. That's just another
Yeah.
base card for him. We got the Bulls, Patrick Williams. What are you giving him? Honestly, I'll say I'll say a 5.5.
5.
Give me a
Yeah,
5.5.
5. I like 5. Say 5.
I think you'll like this one that's coming next. Tell me about Tyrese Halliburton.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Yo, the thing is though, as soon as Tyrese left,
Yeah.
DeAndre started to play ball,
Yeah,
which is interesting.
it's true.
Yeah, it's like he was holding him back, or like he felt a certain type of way that Tyrese was there. So I'm not sure. But I give Tyrese like a 7, like 6.57. Yeah.
And that's not bad. That's not bad.
No.
What about
Good.
Onika Okugyu? I think
Yeah.
he's
something
on
like that,
the
yeah.
Atlanta Hawks.
Atlanta
Honestly,
Hawks.
I don't think I've seen much of him to be honest, so I can't make a fair assessment.
Based on what I've seen, solid 5.56. Yeah.
All right, I got a special. Well, I want to say it's not so special, but this is a Zion Bust Williamson.
Oh wow! Did you say bust?
For now.
Okay.
For
All
now.
right, fair. That is fair.
Yeah,
That is fair.
it's a nice looking
Wow.
card actually. It's just
No, it looks good.
you can see it's just his name Williamson, and
Yeah.
he has like
Yeah,
the
the
ball,
picture.
and but yeah, no, it's not bad, man. So I'm just gonna see what else I got here because I know we don't want to take the whole show out of it. There's a James Harden right here.
Oh, word. Look at that.
Yeah, so there's a James Harden card right here. It's not a special card because you have regular base cards and then you have like cards when you look at them, it's like, ooh, you know. Yeah. There's Peyton Pacharo from the
Oh,
Celtics.
okay. Yeah.
I know that's your team. Obi Toppin. That's not a bad card. It's one of those, it's almost like a
Oh,
picture
okay.
in a way with his name on it. I
Yeah.
like how they do those. It's not really bad. I'm gonna just check to see if I have any other special cards here, and then we'll move on.
How many cards do you normally get in a pack now?
You get 30 in this one.
Jeez.
So this is a base pack, and
Okay.
it still gives you. I mean, these will go for like $10, at your
okay.
store. And the thing is, it gives you a chance to get like a regular rookie or something like that, someone that can definitely take off later on. So you get, in that pack, I was not expecting a signature. And
Right.
so I pulled a signature and I'm like, well, that's why I said that makes
made
the pack.
everything.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anything else from there. Joel Embiid right here as well.
Nice.
So yeah, but it's like base cards, so stuff to just fill your folder with. You got Jokic as well, so I got the two
Two
MVPs in there in the runnings, man. That's pretty cool. Denny I can't even. Russell Westbrook, and I got two
Nice.
Russell, and that's the Wizards. So I got a Kyle Lowry on the Raptors. Um, there's a Peyton again from Boston. There's a Chris Middleton and Isaac Okoro. So, and that's it. So the best card in there was actually a signature. Not
Yeah,
too
that's
bad.
dope.
It comes with 30 in the box, as you could see here. They're really not bad. And if it's a hobby for you, you could have a lot of fun with it, you know? Um, yeah, so back to business. So in terms of New York lifting its mandate,
Took long enough.
yeah. What does this mean for Brooklyn at the moment?
So it means Kyrie gets to play at home games now, which means that they further get to solidify their chemistry as a team.
That's true.
The only piece that's missing now is Ben because of that back injury.
Right.
But they've been playing pretty well with just KD alone, and then when Kai came in occasionally for road games, and as you saw from last night, 40, KD put on 30. I mean, they still lost to the Grizz, but I mean they were balling out last night.
Did you like what you saw from the Grizz? I mean, I'm happy for them, but they came across as
From
they won a
way
title.
Is last night. Last night they made more threes in a game than they normally do, and I think that's what helped them win the game because they don't make that much threes in the game. They don't normally make half of those threes in the game. If they don't make half those threes in the game, they lose. Right? Even if you take out those threes and make them twos, they still lose. It's, it's a close game, but they play well. Like the backup PG is good. What's his name again? Tyler? Is it Tyler? Backup point guard for Ja. I can't remember his name right now. He's good. The team is good. It's a nice little system. They know what they're doing. They know their identity and they know exactly what they're doing. So I appreciate what they're, all the guys, they believe, they're young, they have nothing to lose. So they go out there every game and this is the game plan. This is what we're going to do. No matter what, we're going to leave it all on the court. And they get all of that from Ja.
Yeah.
Because, that's what he does. He leaves everything on the court.
Yeah. It's, it's really incredible to see a young team, really having fun out there, truly enjoying it, not really buying into the whole narrative of, even I was flying on that notion that what happens when Ja comes back. But, these guys are able, they're actually, when I watch them play, they really seem like a mature set of individuals that have really blocked out the whole narratives that you find floating around that have the potential to destroy teams. When it comes to sports, you have to know that we have that talent to do some damage this year.
Yep.
And it's key to keep that bond, and it seems like that's what they're doing. So if they're able to, carry that through, and you don't see any blame games happening as they start off the playoffs, with the lack of experience, I think that's going to really set the tone for this team. And if they achieve that, they could be a problem. I could see a deep run. I could see a deep run. I'm not going to go as far as saying a title contender.
Second round exit.
You never know. You could have a shocker, and I could see them going to the conference, dance. So it just depends. A lot of things would have to work out, and it just depends on matchups, which aren't really solidified yet. So, so you're saying second round? Because that was going to be my next question. I know we talked about it before, but so still sticking with that second round exit?
Based on the standings as of now, if they should stay, I see it as a second round exit.
Makes sense. No, I think, there's some potential there. I think they definitely, it's higher than, it's more than likely that they go out in the second round. So I think we're on the same page. It's just a matter of, okay, can they
how far can
have
they
a
go
shocker?
in this?
Can they have a shocker? So, so Shadell was asking, who leave in second round? He was
Well,
like,
we
I
don't know.
just
We don't know
reached.
exactly. We don't know exactly.
Yeah, but no, no, it's the Grizzlies, man. We're
Yeah.
really talking about, and it's the fact that we think that they might. I'm saying that they have potential. They have a lot of potential. So for me, the sky's the limit, really, with that team. I think they can shock any team that's in there. Maybe outside of the Suns, any team. So um,
Oh wow.
Ah, you had to get that one in, right? The Lakers didn't have no rounds to leave. um,
Well, they
so
better win the next game.
interesting, right? But Shaq came out and said that, Shaq was like, well, listen, if they make it out of the play-in and they meet the Suns in the first round, they beat the Suns in the first round.
I don't see that
Um,
happening.
you know what? I'm saying this. I disagree with them. But
I don't
you
see.
know what?
I don't see
I
that
disagree
happening.
with him.
I
I
don't
mean,
see
we've
that
seen too
happening.
much of the Lakers doing nonsense this season, man. And as much as I want Braun to have a ring, man,
Listen,
I just got to take the trash talk and let it roll, man, because yeah, that's
and it's
just a
not even
horrible
like
team.
they have their whole team and they're losing, so they can say, all right, let's switch it up. Let's switch it
It's
on.
bad. No, it's
They
bad.
still have AD out. They still
It's
have
bad.
guys out. They still
It's
have
bad.
none out who has never
It's
played a
bad.
game.
It's bad. It's bad. Um,
Ariza plays every 5 to 10 games. Like,
I've seen some flashes though. Like they picked up
yes, they
what's
have
that forward's
flashes.
name with the locks?
Oh,
They picked up a new guy, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
was he on a 10-day or was it
I think it was 10 day, from what I recall.
he looked good at times though.
A lot of guys look good at times. It's
Yeah,
just that they don't
even
they don't get the
Stanley.
proper run.
Yeah, even
Stanley looked
Stanley
great
Johnson
at
was looking,
times. Yeah,
man.
exactly. And then they don't
We
get
not
any
we're
run.
not we're not talking about the Lakers, man. Oh
No,
my
no,
goodness.
we
I
did not
refuse.
come
This team
here
is
to talk
trash.
about the Lakers.
Trash.
Tired talking about the
Yeah,
Lakers.
true, true, true. It's exhausting at this point, man. Um, the so we talked about Ja, we talked about Kyrie.
Yeah.
Um, what about Freedom? So let me ask you straight up: is Freedom blackballed in the league right now?
No.
He's
I
not.
mean, I think his gameplay is blackballed him. That's what you want to call it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not.
no. I mean,
It has nothing. I don't think it has anything to do with his political views. I
yeah,
just don't think that his game fits in with some of the teams that have space.
yeah, yeah.
Well, right?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. You know, if you look at his game, it's not really the modern type big man game that
No,
he plays, right? And even in a sense of the traditional big, he's not a strong traditional big
no,
in
he's
that
not, and he
sense.
doesn't really play defense.
Post moves, defense, all lacking things that you expect to see naturally in there. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's being blackballed at all. I would just say
Yeah.
that teams realize that he's just relative to other NBA players available, he's not that good.
The only
Um,
team I can see him picking him up is probably based on the way they play and the style
mm,
that they play is the
mhm,
Cavs, because they play their bigs. They play
yeah,
two bigs and like gods,
yeah,
right? That's the only team I
yeah.
can see picking him up, but
With
they're
the
not
with the
going to.
harmony, yeah, with the
Yeah, they're not.
harmony I see them having there, I just don't see it, man.
It
And
doesn't make
plus,
sense.
and I would say, you know what? I would say I think it would be incorrect to say that his stance is really not going to influence teams. It's something that they will never admit because you could end up with a lawsuit for something like that, right?
Yes.
In a country that is okay with you protesting, etc. It's just that this what makes that complicated is that the NBA's brand is global and
It's
relies
global.
on Chinese
Exactly.
on Chinese fans and their revenue. So
Yeah, so
you
you
know,
can't really say much
so
to
if you're
back it.
out there, dragging them, I mean, it hurts. And yeah, so but yeah, his game, there are holes in his game, and what that allows is that teams could look at everything on that side, but they can also then turn to his game. Okay, we can look at your game and say, you know what? yeah, you're just not good enough, and we
You're
can
not.
use
You're
that
not. You're
instead.
not working. It's
Yeah,
not working.
so
It's like 5-on-4 when you're on defense.
right, right, right. And he's not gonna go back. Trust me, he's not going back to Europe because
He can't.
he's yeah. Because if Erdogan gets his hands on him, yeah, that's a wrap. You're
It's
never gonna hear
over.
from
It's
him again.
over.
So,
Yeah.
I think personally, what's gonna happen is you're gonna see him stick around, maybe try to get a G League stint, and maybe a team, in the off season decides, you
A
know
team,
what,
a team might pick him up,
yeah,
just for like the depth.
but he can evolve his game. He can evolve his game. It's just
He
that,
can.
yeah, it's just that it's gonna. He probably needs an off season to work that out, but try to develop a shot. It's weird too
I don't
because
like the
he's a
fact that he
European center.
thought. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a European center without a jump shot, right?
it's interesting.
It's interesting. So there's a lot going against him here, So there's that. Um, Now, okay, so that's freedom. Now we had a
Yeah.
big bust up off the Heat bench the other night. And
Last night. That was the last
last
night.
night, well, yeah, and what we saw was really, we saw Jimmy Udonis Haslam in the start going at it a bit.
Yeah.
You hear Udonis Haslam say,
it was started with the coach though. It started
Yeah.
with Eric because they were
Right.
in the huddle, and then
Right.
it started to get big after
some
that.
words were exchanged. But I
Yeah.
think where people noticed was really where Udonis started telling them, "I'm gonna beat your beep." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he said it repeatedly. And Jimmy, you could tell. I mean, this was like, it looked like it was seconds away from going there. And then you saw Spolstra absolutely lose it, throw his folder to the floor, and go over to Jimmy, actually having to be separated himself from Jimmy
Yeah.
as well. Like 3 times.
Yeah.
Kept approaching him. I don't know what
Well,
was
that's not-
being said at that point. It wasn't too
Yeah,
audible.
They
but
weren't very clear on what was said.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what we do know is that they have lost the last 7 of 11 games. or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
They lost the game, and they're not.
Frustration, and-
Yeah, they kind of lost their identity as a team.
Yep.
And I think it was, and they were down at the time. So I think it was just all adding to like, yo, why are we not back to where we were? And coach is trying to tell him, listen, just do this. And he's thinking he's probably need to do something else to get back in the rhythm. It was just a little normal Jimmy, butt of the head.
Yeah.
I don't see a big deal with it.
Well, even after, they talked to Spolstra and they asked Spolstra, they were like, hey, what happened? And he gave some kind of cheeky,
Yeah.
comedic type response, so he took it in stride, and that's what you want from a team, right? As we said, Miami is a system. They have a
It
culture,
is.
so they just need to, in cases where they off, they just need to remember what's going on, and find themselves, and I think they will. I think they have enough of a cushion to find themselves. I mean, look at the Bulls. The Bulls have went from number 1 for half the
Four.
season to fourth or fifth,
4 or
whatever
5,
it is right
yeah.
now. So, the Miami's gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. At the end of the day, I love seeing these things because it shows the passion of the players, the coaches, the staff that you see from guys that are, at retirement. So I like seeing that. That's an element to the league that I think has really gone away. It just seems so papered over right now. The league, after the incident at the Palace, right? Malice in the Palace, pretty much.
Yep.
Everything just had to go away in terms of the physicality, the things that would lead to fighting, all these type of things had to go away, and the league really took a change. But seeing things like this where you're able to actually express yourself, and then you make it up and you come back to the court afterwards and get the job done. Shout out to Ben Simmons, who couldn't do that, but yeah, it is what it is. So
Unjust.
it's one of those things, man. But so that was interesting. Now the Wolves, let's talk about the Wolves. What's going on with the Wolves right now?
T-Wolves. Wolves are playing some exceptional basketball.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Thanks to the greatest shooting big. This is not what I'm saying. Thanks to the quote unquote greatest shooting big man in NBA history, Mr. Cat.
Who said that, by the way? Whose
He
quote
said
is that?
he said that.
He
He
himself
said
said
he
that?
yes, he said he's the greatest shooting big man in NBA history. That's what it's like. He said that's what he said. I mean, KD responded and was like, "Yo, I mean, Dirk's the greatest shooting big man of all time." I think he's crazy for even mentioning himself. But I mean, you know, you gotta love. You have to love the confidence.
yes. And you
I
have
have
a
to
lot
love
of
the
that.
confidence.
You have a lot of that in the squad, right? That's cool.
Yes, right. You know, and I think it honestly started with Ant,
It
right?
did.
Because
It
all
did.
the
It
time,
did.
Cat used to be, you know, we saw him as this little
Yeah,
soft,
passive.
yeah, soft, passive.
Jimmy's Dolly, man. Come on. Yeah, Jimmy's
You
Dolly.
know, we saw him as that. I mean, there were flashes when he would go against Embiid, and you see he'd be a little aggressive, but they were very few and far.
You know what series I want?
But then now
we need
What's
if
that?
the Lakers don't pull it off, we need the Wolves as the 8th seed. We need the Wolves as the 8th seed. I need
Wolves
another
and
show.
Suns?
They played. You saw them play, right? They were
Yes.
listen. They were up like by 16 to 18 points, anywhere from there. The Wolves. Now the Suns came back,
Of
right,
course.
to win the game, but it got chippy, man. It got chippy.
Yeah.
Crowder, Cat. I mean, I need some games in the playoffs that are gonna set off, man. Let's see that passion on the court. I'm not
man
saying
set
go to
off.
fights, and we don't want to see fights and guys getting injured. We don't need to see that. But there's nothing wrong with a little. All right, you grab my shirt, I grab yours, and we chipping away.
a little toughness.
Yeah, let's get something in there, man. You know, it's something injected into the game.
The refs might disagree, but
yeah, of course, of course. You go too far, and you're gonna be ejected on the spot. So that's clear and defined. You know, so but definitely, I would love to see a series like that. Now, I'm not saying they can beat the Suns, but I'm saying because you got some interesting talent on the Wolves. I think that's a great experience to start with. Play the league's strongest team and try to get it done. You know, that would be a shocker though if they were able to pull off something like that. I'm not saying it's possible, but you know, that's one of the things maybe they can look at. So I'm gonna call out some off-season moves for you, and I want you to actually tell me, you know, if you believe this makes sense, you know, and then I want you to actually break it down using that same scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely likely this is happening to 0 being, come on, man, are you on Mars? So all right, so let's do this. We ready?
Let's go.
All right, first trade in the offseason. Hornets receive Miles Turner. Indiana Pacers receive Kelly Oubre and Thor with a 22 first-round pick. Lottery protected.
That's actually that's not bad.
Hornets have been screaming, by the way, for a big for a while.
Yeah, because
and I still don't think they have the answer right now that they need.
Mantra's not doing it.
He's not doing it. He's not doing it.
Even though he's averaging the most for a center since Dwight. Yeah, that's not the point. But I don't see Indiana trading away Miles Turner, especially since they just traded away Sabonis.
Yeah, they would have to be in a legit rebuild. I think. But I don't see them doing that. That first round pick that would make it interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, but I still, that's only if they're in rebuild mode and the owner loves Miles Turner. So I don't see that happen.
So how much we giving that on the scale?
A 1.
1. All right, cool. All right, next trade. I got another one for you. So let's do this. Portland receives Jeremy Grant, and the Detroit Pistons receive Eric Bledsoe, Keon Johnson, and a 2022 first-round pick protected for picks 1 through 4. and 15 through 30 via the New Orleans Pelicans. So tell me, how does that trade sound? Again, the Blazers would get Jeremy Grant. The Pistons would receive Eric Bledsoe, Keon Johnson, and a 2022 first round pick.
It's not a bad trade.
It's not a bad trade. It's not.
But I thought, I mean, I don't think Jeremy has a no trade clause. So
Yeah, he doesn't.
So you won't be able to say like, nah,
Nope.
I don't want to go there.
Yep.
Even though he wants to be the number one option, I still understand why. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not a bad trade. I'll probably give it a 5.
Okay.
Right? I give it a 5. That would be interesting. It would keep Lillard. Well, hopefully it will keep Lillard there.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and it's a decent second option, I guess.
Yeah, remember they have Simmons too. When he
that's
comes
what I was
back,
thinking.
You guys scoring punch there. He looked good in that stint that he had, right? So that team has some young potential. Now, if I'm Lillard, get me out of Portland. I don't care what you get. Get me out of this market. It's time to move on.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So I've had enough. Like, it can only stay there for that long.
Right. So you gave it a 5. So that's the best one so far on the table. All right.
Yeah.
I'll give you another one. All right. Kings would receive John Collins. All right. Atlanta would receive Harrison Barnes, Justin Holiday, and a 2022 first round pick. Top 10 protected.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, they have been trying to get rid of John Collins.
Yeah, he wants to. Yeah, they've been trying to ship him, right?
I didn't understand why, but okay. So they would receive
chemistry
Harrison
issues there too.
Yeah, but him and Trey have been leading the NBA in alley hoops.
Doesn't say he doesn't want to leave,
which is weird.
Yep. Look at Lob City, man.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. I mean, technically, they weren't even Lob City because they were never the number one in the league in alley hoops.
True.
That's not the point. Harrison Barnes. Oh, that's a good fit in them at 3. Could be a nice little 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bogdanovich there over there. Okay, I like that one. I like that one.
What are you thinking?
I like that one. I give it a 6.
Give it a 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm not saying that they're gonna do
that's
it.
That's the best one so far.
That's a good trade.
All right. So we're gonna step it up here. We're gonna talk about Memphis. Now, Memphis obviously is doing well for themselves right now. Memphis would receive Christian Wood and Eric Gordon. And Houston would receive Steven Adams, DeAnthony Melton, Brandon Clark, and a 2024 first round pick, top 4 protected via Golden State Warriors.
You lose Steven Adams though.
Yeah.
Christian Wood is not as great rebounding and defensive wise as Steven Adams, but you do get better offensively,
right?
And you make more threes now.
Yep.
Oh, I would say no. So probably a 4.
Okay, 4 on that one. Okay. No, I got.
But it's not a bad trade. They're probably missing something's missing. I saw.
Right.
I don't see Christian Wood as that kind of guy though.
Yeah, I mean he's a player that can put up numbers on a bad team, right? But it's yet to be seen if he can fit in. I think that's a risk to disrupt what Memphis has. So I think it's unlikely.
But don't just take away from what he's done. It's still hard to put up numbers.
Yeah. No, it is.
Even on a bad team, it's still hard to put up numbers.
And also too, you know what? Steven Adams isn't that young, from what I understand.
Not.
Right? So
yeah, but he's still getting older in the 3-point shooter in
right.
that you're receiving. So it's only Wood. The only good thing is that you're trading an older center for a younger
Yeah,
power forward center. That's
right,
it.
right. With a lot of potential. So, I mean,
Yeah.
hey. Um, so let's talk Knicks Lakers trade. Um, you're looking at Russell Westbrook to
Oh,
New
okay.
York,
All right, cool.
and a 2027 first round pick.
No
The
worries.
Lakers would receive Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, and Alec
No.
Burks.
No. No.
Remember, we're talking New York, desperate for a star.
And
Even
Lakers
if
want Eric, I guess.
I would say
No.
for his shooting, you have to take on that salary.
There has to be unless there has to be a better trade.
Not in New York though.
All right,
In New
well,
York,
maybe not.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're not
okay,
going to
maybe
give
not.
you Obi. They're not going to
No,
give you those, the what's his name off the bench? I forgot his name. Comes off the bench with Obi, very young as well. They're not going to give you those pieces that are going to, spark your defense, etc. These young guys, they're not going to give them those guys with high potential. So, the Derrick
Can't say
Rose,
Rose though.
yeah, I think that's just to make the salary work. But and Alec Burke,
Probably.
you,
I give it a.
I could
I'll
see
give it a
them
4.
waiving Burke immediately, and
Most
keeping
likely.
Rose and Fournier.
I can see
but-
they keeping Fournier for sure.
Yeah,
And Rose as a backup.
yeah, I could see that being the case. All right, no, what's
I'll give
the
it a
odds
4.
on that?
4.
4. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think the trade itself involving Westbrook is higher, but I think that's a 6. But I don't think the pieces in this particular
Yeah,
equation.
it doesn't really work
Yeah.
out that well.
Yeah, I think it doesn't work too well. So I'd have to agree with that. No, that was good, man. I think you did well in that segment. Not too shabby. So,
Crowd goes wild. Thank
Yep,
you guys.
yep.
Thank you.
Now, in terms of anything changed in the standings, I gotta check the standings here and see what's happening. Let's check. All right, Heat's on top. So the Heat's are the number 1 seed and are still
They're still winning.
fighting like that.
Yeah,
But
that was happen. It just happens when you lose like a couple of games and you're like, y'all are playing. And you don't.
what's happening?
It's not. You have the whole
Exactly.
team, and it's like, what's happening? Doesn't make any
Exactly,
sense.
exactly. San
Nothing
Antonio.
much has changed.
The Spurs are only 2 games behind the Lakers now.
What I'm really, as you say that, what I'm really watching is in the East though, between the Raptors and the Cavs, because it's only one game difference
game.
there.
Yep.
Right. So the Raps could easily slip into 6, and they can easily slip
Well,
into
the
5th.
Bulls can.
That's what I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the Bulls
yeah.
could drop all the way down to 7th if
Yeah.
they're not,
Yeah,
and maybe even 8th if they're
that
not.
would be legit.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Imagine a play-in game with the Nets and the Bulls.
And the
Wow.
Bulls.
Wow. That's
That would
crazy.
be crazy.
That's
That
crazy.
would be crazy.
Yeah, and the Hawks are dangerous, right? Because to me, the Hawks can really, in a match against the Hornets, I think that's anybody's ball game, to be
It
honest.
really is, huh? It really
Yeah.
is. But I think I'll give the edge to the Hawks,
Yeah.
mainly because they've been there before.
So I have something we brought up. We spoke about in the last episode. Remember we talked about that Raps versus Sixers matchup.
Right.
You can go back to that game they played 2 days or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Guess what happened? That head coach put together the perfect plan to stop Embiid. Aggressive defense at
Nick Nurse is a
mid-range.
genius, sir.
Yes, he is. They held Embiid to 19 points on some
Yep.
very, very poor shooting. All right. And when you see the defense, what they did was their lineup, the shortest person in their lineup during that game was like 6'7", 6'8".
Mhm. So they were switching on everything.
It was switching on everything.
That's similar to the Celtics.
And it's insane what they were able to do to Embiid. I mean, it's crazy. The aggression. I know Thibodeau is looking at that like,
Why my guys
where's
can't do
my.
this?
So,
But
you
Tips
know,
this needs to be an assistant coach on a team,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely, definitely. I agree with that.
But no, but Nick Nurse has his sets are crazy. Like I'm not sure if you've ever seen any interviews with him.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy sleeps, breathes, eats. He just like his knowledge of basketball is so great. Like it surprised me the first time I ever saw an interview with him, and I'm like,
So
damn,
let me ask you
he's
something,
good.
right? When a genius calls LeBron James the GOAT, what does that mean?
Just means he's the goat of the era.
Okay.
Good
All
at that
right. All
time, you
right. I
know,
just thought I
the
would
time
squeeze
that
that in,
we in.
because I know Nurse,
He's
I
a
know he
genius.
talks very highly from,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the battles they had, but yeah, I thought I would, sneak
I
that
mean,
one in, but
it's hard to stop a talent like LeBron.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
So I
Yeah.
mean, there's some talents that you just know that you just can't stop. Doesn't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
matter
yeah.
what game plan you come out with. You just can't.
Big time.
Your only hope is that he has a bad game.
Right. Right. Exactly. No,
So
I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
interesting. So yeah, I think honestly, I think the Raptors are coached well, and that's what I was saying. In a matchup against the Sixers, it's not that straightforward. I could see that series going blow for blow because of the way the Raptors execute on the ball. Um,
They
you
do.
know, maybe the you see the Nets are different because the Nets have this raw offensive firepower that's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not guardable,
And they
man.
have
It's
the thing is
different.
they have some very simple sets
Yeah,
that and it's slightly free flowing.
yeah.
It's not like the Warriors sets, but it's
No,
almost close to it,
right.
right? Because don't forget D'Antoni came in there, did the same with his offense. So
Yep,
it's
yep.
like a similar ish sets to like the Warriors sets or the Suns sets. So
Absolutely.
and they've been trying to do that because that's the type of basketball that KD likes to play.
Right, right. Yeah,
Free
no,
moving, everybody moving, that kind of
yep.
stuff.
No, no, that's good. That's good. I think, they have a lot of potential. I just think that the impact, you look at the scoring, the way they score, etc. I have to agree, it's good, but I have this way of measuring offense, right? You have different types of 50 pointers, different types of 40-point games. When
Let me hear this one.
Katie is a high impact scorer. When I say that,
Right.
right? When Katie puts up 50, look at the Nets record.
Okay.
When Katie puts up 40, look at the Nets record. It's the
Okay.
way the points are coming in. The
But he
way.
doesn't do that. He doesn't do that often, right?
Well, he doesn't have to, right? In many games, he doesn't have to. Now, I have actually a problem with him taking a back seat, but that's just my opinion.
I don't see
When
that
I
as a
look at
backseat.
Kyrie's game,
Right.
Kyrie, to me, is not a high impact scorer, meaning his points do not translate to wins. That
Okay.
I need people to look at that. And that's why we always butt heads when it comes to, Kyrie being the, whatever term you tend to use. I'm not even gonna repeat that garbage, okay?
Most
Blasphemy.
skilled
Blasphemy.
offensive player in the
Blasphemy.
NBA. Okay.
Ah.
Most skilled.
So 30, what I'm trying to say ultimately is 25 from Kyrie is not the same as 25 from KD. And you could name any
Okay.
number. It just doesn't translate the same way. You have high impact players, and you have players that could still give you numbers, but the impact on the game, the flow of the game, the results of the game, you just don't see it. And you can score different your points in crucial times of a game, I think, that have an impact on the flow, the pacing, and really control that offense. And I think that's something it's a critique I've always had of Kyrie,
Yes.
from even the Cavs days, before LeBron went there. I always said that he can score, but
Yeah.
you just look at the impact on the Cavs back in the day, like when he was in his, I think, third year, where you're expecting, okay, you're doing all of this stuff, but you're still only winning 15, 20 games. It's
15,
not
20 games.
translating
20,
to
yeah.
anything. And, from there, he then played a secondary role in his career to pretty much other stars. Maybe you could say Boston, he was a leader there, and it didn't translate
Well,
really.
yeah.
So, again, yeah. So I've got a case here, so but
I
definitely
don't know if you have a case for
that's
that.
a conversation I'm planning to really go on the offensive with, more and more and more here. But yeah, we'll see. So definitely, I think next week what we want to try to do is get a panel on. We want to get a
Definitely.
couple people on to join us. We're hoping for just 2 to 3 people join
Yeah.
us on the show. If you're interested, please let us know. So that we can have that conversation. We could talk about anything you want to talk, but definitely we're aiming for next
Yeah,
week.
they scared of the camera, man.
Yep, definitely. You gotta aim for Tuesday. So definitely, if you're aiming to get on the show, let us know. You could join us for a conversation on basketball and have some fun. But definitely let
Good.
us know. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Let us know, man. We just here. We waiting for you guys.
We're waiting for you guys. Definitely.
We want to
Definitely.
hear from you guys.
Yep. We do. We
Definitely want to
do.
hear from you guys.
So I'm really happy about that card I got, man. That signature card. If he breaks
I
out,
hope it works out for you.
yeah, if he breaks out, then
That's
that
a
card
couple
is
hundred
gonna
grand.
be of value. So I'm gonna be monitoring him a little more. I'm just gonna show that card. So this was unpacked tonight. If you missed it, definitely, I would say go back to the show, rewind, and you can see the moment when I unpacked this card. It's Kareem Main of the Orlando Magic. It's a Excalibur card with his actual signature on it. So I'm definitely going to be laminating this and packing it into the folder.
Are you so? I know it already has like this protective layer around it. So you're gonna put like in more in like a glass case,
Yeah.
or it's gonna just laminate it itself.
Yeah, just laminate and then it'll go into a slot in the folder, which is
All right, cool.
more of a sealing as well, so that it'll
All
have
right,
double the protection. The card itself is very thick, so it doesn't need like I wouldn't say for now at least, it won't need, because I'm not shifting the folder around, it
yeah.
won't need that extra hard plastic. Now, if he does blow up, I'm gonna order in
You're gonna switch it. You're
the
gonna switch over to
protective,
one time. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
and probably have it
Gotta
rated and all that stuff, so
yeah.
and then keep it even longer for a
Yeah,
potential
so the
sale.
value goes up. Value has to
Yeah,
go up.
exactly.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm liking myself right now. So yeah, you could pick up those packs at a retail store, and if you're into trading and stuff like that. But it's one of those niche areas. Not everybody's into cards.
It's true.
Um, but yeah, I love it. To be honest, I love it.
Oh,
So
well, we can tell
yeah,
you have a whole collection, sir.
definitely, man. Definitely, you gotta collect something, man. So yeah.
I have to
Um,
collect games and movies.
yeah, definitely did that too. That too. So, all right. Well, we're getting closer to the playoffs, so those bets are coming. We gotta lay them
Those
out on the
bets
group site. So, once the seedings are done,
yeah.
but
Oh, we gotta make those bets on those play-ins though.
yeah, definitely,
Man,
definitely.
those
And
play-ins.
next week, look forward to next Tuesday. We'll do the panel. So, how about this? You got a chance to bring somebody in. I'm gonna go find someone. All right,
Okay.
and we go from there. All right. Now, if any of our guests want to join us as well, just hit us up on the group, and we'll respond back. We'll try to get you on the show as well next week. All right. But next week,
Good.
Tuesday, join the podcast, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right.
I'm ready.
Cool. I'm with it. I'm with it. All right, ladies and gents. This is the Collective Bargaining Podcast. Thank you for joining us. We had a good show tonight, man.
We
Loving it.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Don't
definitely.
forget to like, subscribe, share.
Share it. Share it. Make sure and share it. All right. And if you're late to the show, feel free, once we're finished here, rewind, go see the unpacking. We talk about a lot of things tonight. So thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
Peace.